that. So on Monday, we hit that 2 hour supply zone, which was that key level of resistance that I was talking about over here. We barely missed the 45-minute that I had marked, but we were rejecting that key supply area. So then overnight, it falls and then it tries to recapture, it retests this resistance area, which ends up rejecting. So overnight, you could tell that the selling has been strong. Boom, the selling was strong here. The selling does like it's a small candles, but it is selling off. Market tries to recapture, doesn't recapture, and then this selling is aggressive. So that's already like a sign that for it to pop back up, obviously it's possible, but it's looking unlikely at the moment because it keeps rejecting here multiple times. So then going into the opening, now I'm like, okay, if we've rejected this key supply zone up here, the market must want to come and test this key demand zone now. So with that in mind, I was considering taking this short, but it happened so quick and it was 5 minutes into the open that I was like, I hate doing that. I hate that I have that rule, but then when I lose on that, when I take 5 minutes into the open, I hate it also. So it's a battle with me. But this 1,000 watt outlier appeared, and then we slightly popped and it rejected super aggressive here. But the main reason structurally why I was okay with that idea of going short here was that one, it was consolidating, and when it tried to pop, it rejected like right at the top of that consolidation area. And I just the way the market was moving, it looked like it wanted to come back down to test this key demand area, which it did. And that's the short that Gabriel took.
Yeah.
If you go
Gabe, you be getting in fast, and I'm like, how did you see that? Like, I guess for me emotionally, I'm like, I wouldn't. I don't know. I can't. I guess I also follow Eric's rule, but I have no like knowledge on.
Well, I could tell you what I saw. I mean, look, it's pretty much the same thing Eric saw. The how it's rejecting a VWAP on ES. I just create a box over it, and then the bottom of this, just the same shit I've been saying. The bottom of consolidation becomes key because it struggled to get above that at the last like what 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes of the pre-market. So the lows of consolidation to me were became a key. So once I saw the outlier under that key level, I was like, oh, okay, now it's going to keep going down. Plus the aggressiveness during pre-market as well. So everything was trending to bearish in my mind. So I just took that outlier. Like, you can't. I hate that you can't tell it's not outlier, but it was. That shit bugs me.
you can see it here though.
Oh yeah, yeah,
This was it.
yeah.
Um, but what made you not think that this was gonna hold?
Honestly, dude, my demo emotions.
Mm.
Me holding is just based off because I'm on demo. I would never have held in live. That's why I hate trading demo. I'm making a bunch of fake ass money, but in live I can't hold confidently like that. So honestly, I don't know if I would have sold before it even hit the first demand or or what. You know, I we'll have to see on Monday if I'm the same way. I don't know. But me holding is the demo motions. Me taking the trade is my actual analysis that I would have done on live anyway. But just the holding part is my demo motions.
What would have made you get out? Like, where
Pro-
would you have it out? If
uh, Probably 5,700, but that's like 7 points.
I hate when these appear, these scare me.
Yeah, yeah. So I
But
would probably
see,
took like a quick scalp.
See how it was, although it was in the middle of the range, he knew the direction the market was going. I don't He didn't have this demand the way I had it, where the extremes, but um, knowing the direction that the market is going is like super helpful in trusting your analysis.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like
because
if we broke above the lows of consolidation, if we broke like above, yeah, if we broke above that line, I probably wouldn't have taken it, or I'd probably been a little sketched out from taking it. The only thing that made me confident is that before last 30 minutes of pre-market, it was supporting pretty much the entire overnight session, pretty much. And then it was rejecting the previous day and then supporting in the beginning of that market open. And then once it was struggling right here where Eric's cursor is at, I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna keep going down. Because it has been key for at least the day prior until then, until now. So I don't know. To me, I just saw that as a key. So technically, it was a key to me, but it wasn't charted or anything. I think.
Damn. And did you? Because
I
I'm
just
still
been
reading the book. Did you come up with that in the Trading for Dummies book? 'Cause I'm still reading it, and some of the stuff is new, and I'm like, oh, that's cool and useful information. I guess I'm just not able to find out how to execute it when I'm live.
yeah, it's fucking hard, dude. Like even the entries and all that shit is super hard. And like I said, dude, I'm on demo winning these fucking trades. Like this is not real emotion. So I'm just working on my analysis and trying to get my entries better. But when I'm in live, dude, I fucking freeze up. I don't know why. It's so crazy.
look, Eloy, this was my chart for that Tuesday morning. I had a 45-minute demand here. I'm not too sure where I have it marked from, but I made it a dotted line because in my head I was like, it's not super reliable just based on the structure, because I knew that up here we had strong resistance, down here we had strong demand. So then I was analyzing it based off of what I had said, how we had rejected that supply zone up there, popped up, rejected again, and then like Gabriel said, we were holding this support here, and then in the last 30 minutes of the pre-market, or like I think it's 30 minutes, we started rejecting that support. So then that's where the idea that, okay, it looks like the market wants to come down back into this key area, which it did end up doing. Um, my target would have been this 30-minute demand, but because it happened in the first 5 minutes, I kind of just froze up, and I was just scared. But
Also, I forgot what I got from Felony. I actually got that it wasn't a 45-minute demand to me, but that random key level at 57.11, I got something from Felony where he makes the ranges, the extremes, uh, and then he creates something in the like a line in the middle called the line in the sand. He calls it the line in the sand, and it's a possible key level. Like he doesn't like really chart it as a key level, but he's like it's the middle of the range, so anything can happen in the middle of the range. It can bounce back up or it can reject lower. So he'll draw like the line in the sand in the middle, and then he'll like base
you
his
didn't draw
analysis
it?
on there. I didn't draw it. No, I didn't draw it. I don't really like drawing it because I don't know. I feel like it'll get into my head too much if it's drawn in pre-market and then the price is going to it. I feel like I'm gonna take a trade there regardless. I don't know.
You got any questions about that, Eloy?
No, I was curious. So it's kind of like we stepped away, not necessarily stepped away if you know how to take advantage, but we don't only take trades at our key zone. Huh? That's just depending on
That
how much knowledge you got on it.
that's the thing, like, that's one thing I personally battling with right now because I feel like when we were in the conditions that we were in previously, if those middle levels, uh,
Aren't reliable
yeah, aren't reliable.
at
Whereas
all.
right now, because of the way the market's swinging, and just it's you kind of just have to adapt to the way the market's moving. Yeah, you can wait for these extremes to hit, but if you know the direction that the market is going, you can use those middle levels to your advantage. The way Gabriel said Falani uses that line in the sand, like it's that same idea, just um you have to know the direction that the market wants to be going in. But
Yeah.
even here, like on Monday, when I knew the market wanted to go up towards the 2 hour supply, it just didn't happen the way I thought it was gonna happen.
Mm. And
So
also, Eric's right about the like. I wouldn't say use the line in the sand thing. I just used it here. I don't really use it that much, but if you're thinking about using it, use it when the market is trending, like how Eric said when the action we had previously, we were in consolidation. That line in the sand shit is not going to work at all because consolidation is like a bunch of volatility, it's possible whipsaw, it's all that shit that would just cut through even key levels. So don't use it during consolidation.
and that's one thing I was thinking about also when I sent you guys that thing that Umar said sent I posted recently about him like not trading, taking trades like he'll only take like 1 to 2 trades in a week
Hmm.
because if if you really want probabilities to be in your favor, yeah, take them when they're at the extremes, and the probabilities are a lot more in your favor in that case because you're not playing these middle ranges. So like if you want how do I say it? Like if you want to put risk on when probabilities are at like the most favorable to your to what you're how you're viewing the market, then only focus on trading in those levels. And if the market's in the middle of the level, like force yourself to not take a trade there. Yeah, you may miss an opportunity, but you could find something here. Although, look at here, when the market fouled, it just chopped the rest of the day, which doesn't surprise me because Wednesday was FOMC. So typically, I've seen this happen. The market will make a move at the open, and then the rest of the day it'll just chop because people are waiting for the FOMC news to come out. I've seen that a lot. Um, but yeah, it just like those middle levels are a bit dangerous unless you know the direction that the market's trying to go. So
Uh,
like,
yeah, I mean it's hard. I mean, you just gotta trust your analysis. If you trust your analysis, then take the trade. You know, it's you can win or lose either way. I mean, it's pretty much 50-50. Like if you win a trade at not your key level, great. That doesn't mean you're gonna win one at not your key level next time. You know, so
Yeah.
and vice versa for the key levels. So it's just a 50-50. So just trust your analysis, and then if you feel comfortable to take them outside of your key levels, then just do it. Fuck it. You might find a technique that's
that was
useful to you.
one thing I struggled a lot too when I initially was seeing Carmine trade. Like we would mark zones and then he would take a trade in the middle and I'd be like, what the fuck? Like that's not a key level I had marked. But then that's when I started realizing like, oh, he's seeing it going in a certain direction. So he's like, I could take advantage of this outlier or whatever he's seen on order flow that appears.
Yeah.
Um, and even on a video he just I don't know if it was a video he just posted or if he did a live thing on Instagram. I think it was his live on Instagram. They asked him does he rely on the chart levels or the order flow levels more? And he said he likes to rely on the order flow levels because anyone can mark the demand and supply zone that's on the chart and build a trade off of that, but not everyone's watching order flow. So he likes to use the order flow action more.
That makes sense. He has an advantage.
Yeah, exactly. But if you have both of them in your favor, then shit, that's even better.
Yeah.
Did you trade on FOMC? No, I don't think you did, right?
No.
No, I didn't.
Are we moving on
Did you
to?
take a trade on Tuesday, Eloy?
Yeah, I took a long at a
In this
56.78.25. I wrote some notes saying, so when I took this trade, you had said that you had like a 30-minute key zone that you charted. I forgot at what number. Or no, you had like a range of 55.62 to 55.80, I think.
Oh yeah, this one right here, 55.62 to
No, that
56.50.
white line where it says 30-minute. You had that,
Oh
and then you said because we got under that, you weren't big on longs,
oh yeah.
and I didn't know about that, or like why. Like I didn't understand why to just now see that, but when you explained it, I did. I was like, oh, like I didn't even have that zone charted, so I was like, oh, I guess we are under it. And when I zoomed out, like yeah, it was respecting it, but that's just some of the context like I need to remember on the spot because I keep forgetting certain things.
For me, I wanted to get short under 56.50 because the market would have wanted to pull down to 56.15. But because I've been seeing how choppy the market has been in this specific area, I'm very hesitant on trading these areas. And you can see that even here, super choppy, just an action there. Here, super choppy. And then, sure enough, on this day, Tuesday, when it came back into that area, it got super choppy again. Did it come back? Even here on Friday, super choppy. I don't know why that happens, but it's been even here. Oh wait, I think I already said that one. Uh, this one you can't really see much choppiness, but it's been that specific area for some reason. Market gets super choppy. I don't know why, and that's why 56.50 to me is an important level. If we break under that, then we have some room to let it fall because you can see every time it's broken under 56.50, it like really lets itself either drop or it pops up, but that
You,
choppiness goes away.
you think that affects like you think how do I put this? Like how you said if it breaks a certain level, well, I guess. Nah, never mind. It's a stupid question.
I've been hearing was it what's his name? Fuck. The options trader dude.
Aristotle.
No, he starts with a D. Oh my gosh, how am I
Danny?
forgetting his No, fuck Danny. Fuck, how am I forgetting his name? The Desi trade, that dude.
Oh yeah.
Keeps saying 56.50 is an important level, and I didn't know why until like I started charting around this area, and I was like, oh shit, 56.50 keeps getting respected. Um, but yeah, I just am intrigued by the fact that this area just keeps being choppiness. So when we keep getting down into here, I'm like, all right, let me just let the market develop some more before I quickly try to enter a position.
It looks like the T level to me.
Um, and then on But even here on Wednesday, which is FOMC, those levels, those key areas still keep getting respected. The 90-minute pulls back right into that key area and ends up popping on FOMC. And then overnight, sells off back right into that area. Uh, did you trade on Thursday?
Yeah, I took a trade.
Yeah,
I took a rally base rally.
I went live and fucking lost.
Oh yeah, that was the one I wanted to. Every trade you took was my setup. I just was scared. It's also
Dude,
because
you could have made up. Also, cool.
I've been losing.
Oh yeah, that's why I went to demo, dude. I'm so sick of losing. But you could have made so much money. I could have made like $300 this week.
And
Shut up, Gabe.
this is the Thursday trade that I was seeing. Where's my chart? Is this it? 20? And see, look at I have this mark 5684 as my key level. And then if you look at my chart on Thursday, boom, right at the open, we hit that key level, that extreme. So this is where I'm saying you want to know where the market's direction is going if you're going to take a trade in this middle range. So the market pulled back into that key level, and the fact that it was a key level and bouncing aggressively was a hint to me that okay, we're hitting this bottom extreme, so the market may want to bounce off of it. I also was considering the fact that it could want to break under it, but the way that it was bouncing so aggressively to me was a sign that okay, buyers are in control here at this low extreme. And then we did that pop, and then it started consolidating for a bit, and I wanted to see us hit 5704 to 5700, which we only tapped 5705. And because we only tapped 5705, I was like, I'm not gonna take it yet. It may want to pull back a little more, but it never did, and I missed that opportunity. Um, but Gabriel took it down here. I'm not too sure why. If you want to explain that.
Just on the rally base rally. And it was inside. It was also inside my key 30-minute demand zone. 56.93.25 was my key 30 minutes to 30 hour. I mean 3 hour demand zone. I mean 30 minutes demand zone. What the fuck am I saying? 30-minute demand zone. And yeah, it's pretty much my market. Huh?
Was there an outlier?
No, I just saw it rise back up from pre-market 56.82. But what really got me was the VX was rejecting just under a 90-minute key level supply, and then rejected at the market open as well. So I was like, oh, it's going back down to the 2 hour demand I have, which means we're going up. So I took it. And also NQ formed a double bottom too on pre-market lows. So I was like, oh, that's a sign. And the rally-based rally was forming on Bookmap at the same time. So I was like, oh yeah, we're doing it. I was kind of confident on this one.
I personally wouldn't have taken that down there. That's why I was waiting for this pullback. But by being too patient, I missed it. If it would have hit 5704, I don't even know if I would have taken it. I've just been super fearful this week.
Oh, good. I'm gonna be scared as fuck next week too, because we're going back to live. I gotta stop demoing.
But what did it for me was that it bounced off of this strong demand that I had. And just based off of structure, it we've been holding this balance range. It was resistance here multiple times, and then now it looks like we're holding it as support. Um, but yeah, that's that's kind of where I'm at with taking trades in that middle range. Is I need to know that it's bouncing or rejecting a key level and know what direction it looks like it wants to go in. At the moment, it seems like it is working, but we'll see if conditions change.
Good.
I mean,
Excited for
can I
trade.
show my trades? Because I just want to see your guys' input on it.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Let me see. How do you share again? All right.
You took more than one trade?
On Thursday, yeah. So this was my first trade. It was a short. It's right here where the on the ES on the 5 minute chart. And why did I answer? Oh, this one was a dumb one. It was an emotional based one, but there was no outlier. But I just felt short. I think I'm trying to remember. What do I see? Like we're in that 2 hour that I have right here, so I think that's why I was biased.
Is this Thursday?
Yeah. And I just figured, oh, we're gonna be here. There was a selling. Oh wait, no, there was no outlier. I forget what I see. Then I'm just kind of like, oh, maybe I'm seeing some sort of rejection, so it enticed me to get in. But it
What
clearly
time was that?
7:23:01.
23. I did have a 1 hour supply there also. What price did you get in?
57:41.
57.41.
Wait, 57. No, I had it at 57:41. Like when it's crazy because it happens fast. I write down my entries, but then it starts moving really fast, and so sometimes I get in at the wrong time. I got in at 57:47, wanting to get in at 57:41, and damn, I'm just
Short?
yeah. I got stopped right away at 57:51. And as I look at it now, I'm like, what am I thinking when I do this shit? Because there's no outliers. That was dumb. But the second one, this one went in my favor for a second right here, but my target was this high again, this high a day. So that's why I had the target right here, but it went up for about 8 points and then came back all the way down and hit my stop.
One thing I'll say about the first trade that could maybe stop you from entering so quickly when it hit supply was look at how aggressive your candles are at the whole ride up. The fact that it was that aggressive to me would be like, okay, when it hits supply, don't be so quick to short because that aggressive buying will still be trying to buy up here, so it can cause some consolidation before it finally starts to sell off. That's why even like if you have one super aggressive candle going or yeah, like say it was falling down into demand, if it was like one super aggressive candle and you look at order flow and the selling just looks super aggressive, I'm always like, okay, don't be the first buyer because sellers are just super aggressive and that tends to not work out for me when I see the first sign of buying and I enter against aggressive selling. So try to be more patient when it comes into a supply zone after aggressive buying like that.
All right, that's correct. See, like, and then I see this now, and that's why I'm like, why did I? Well, I was at the first buyer, but sometimes it's like some weirder candles that, like right here, kind of consolidated a little bit, made me think maybe, oh, okay, maybe it's starting to slow down. Maybe it's gonna do a smaller little pop until the demand zone before it rejects. I mean, into the supply zone before it rejects. So it to me, and I'm not tripping, because I'm just like I just need to keep studying more. Not necessarily the candles, but just what it looks like when it's doing the thing that I guess studying the trend still. I don't know, and then there's a lot of words too.
Like the I can't see it on your book map, but you also want to see how like forget the candles. How aggressive was the buying on order flow? And from what I remember, the buying was super aggressive on order flow coming into this supply zone. So that's like more important than anything. Like how aggressive is the move happening going into your zone? And then was this one the second trade a long or a short?
It was a long. It
Oh,
was
so you
so
switch.
there was an outlier right here, this green area, and it tested it once and it worked for like about 10 points, and then that's why I retried it, and then this is when you had told me it had already worked once, so it's like I missed the move, and therefore it did kind of bounce again a little bit, but it's like it might not have reached this one because it already did it once.
Also, was this an outlier here? I forget you can't see my. So you know how it sells off from the top?
Yeah,
That red candle, right? I mean that red bubble one. Was that an outlier? Because it looks like it rejected it or that area.
yeah, it does. I didn't mark it, but maybe I was too focused on my trade, so I didn't catch it because I usually put the line for it.
I because I'm not too sure, but I think that was like a 800 to 900 lot. So also be like pay attention to what bubbles are forming. Like here, that would have made me be more cautious of trying it. Or what I also would have done in this case is like let it pop up and test that and reject, and then if it came back down and then pop, then I'd be more interested in the long. If this was truly an outlier that you had marked.
Hey, I posted
On
a
that kind of
little book on Discord in the trading playbook that might help you with price action.
PDF on
Yeah,
top.
PDF.
okay, I'm gonna check that. I stopped streaming in case you want to share something, Eric.
No, you don't have no other trades.
Not for that day. It was just those two. But
This is for
what?
the book Gabriel has. They have forex.
Yeah, but it talks about like price action and stuff. It kind of helped me with the consolidation, distribution, and all that stuff. Did no one took a trade on Friday?
No, I didn't.
No, luckily.
Damn, is this a short review day or what?
It does feel that way because I had 3 no trade days this week.
I only took a trade on Monday. That's it. I'm scared. I mean, we go over this one. What the fuck is it? What was Monday? Friday the 21st.
Yeah. Were there any outliers or anything?
Yeah. Let me see if I took a picture of it.
I'm trying to find a way to continue to like demo trade, but then for practice, but then like one day a week, be like, all right, well, let me see if I could put my practices to the test, and then obviously pick a day where that makes sense in regards to like news and stuff. That it's like don't pick a day where like Eli, this is like an obvious choppy day, you shouldn't trade today.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just to start
I
getting
get
some
it,
more live practice.
but it's tough because I feel like that day that you do want to trade, you're gonna feel like I need to take a trade this day because it's the day that I want to trade when it might not be a good day to take a trade.
But that also because I know it's important. Like one of the like it'll be a win if I'm able to tell myself there was no need to trade on the day you went live. Like you didn't see anything that
Yeah,
would be like,
you
okay.
could not trade that day, then hell yeah, that's great.
I'll have to review
Uh,
like, all right, what I find all the things that went wrong on my live, regardless of how it went. Like even if I won some trades, that maybe there was like some little like 10 point pushes that went in my favor, but it's kind of like, Eloy, were you supposed to like at the end of the day? If I see that the whole day was choppy, I gotta tell myself, damn, you shouldn't have even traded, even though you won one. It's like, look at how choppy it was in that little range the whole day, and so I mean, I gotta find a lesson in that as well. I just want to, because yeah, I don't want to lose money, but I want to like really put what I'm studying to the test and see if I'm correct on some analysis. And like Gabe
I
said,
think
like he's tired of like the demo trading. He doesn't even like his wins, and so it's like,
Yeah. I mean, but demo trading makes sense if you want to apply new strategies. I mean, just don't do it too long. But yeah, I mean that makes sense to me. I don't know. But that mixing up the days, yeah, I think it could fuck with you too.
you mean like
I don't know.
going from demo to live?
Yeah, in the same week.
And I was also thinking maybe should I just pick 1 week of the month to go live, and then like because it's a little like, oh, you got like a basketball player who like it's only getting a few minutes and can't find his rhythm. So it's kind of like, well, give yourself a week and see if you could find the rhythm in the week.
how
Yeah,
much
but
money do you have left
One hundred
to
and
trade with?
twenty-three dollars.
pretty sure.
$103?
$127.
Damn, that's tough.
What'd
Yeah.
you start with?
Remember, I started with 428, and then I took it to like 475 that first month that I was winning,
Oh yeah, you were winning.
and then like,
You'll probably blow this account, dude. Who cares? I blew mine too.
nah, yeah, and I'm also kind of like, I have like these stupid little ideas in my head of like once I blow it, then I'll start winning. But I'm just like, nah, you're gonna blow another account.
Dude, watch Carmine's recent video. He just put it out yesterday, I think. It's
Yeah,
about growing a small account. And he even says like if you're trading with $100 to I think he said like 100 to $300, like it's very hard to become profitable with that because obviously like you need to lose to learn. Um Especially when you're just starting off because you need to learn. But I almost want to say like, I mean, fuck, how many trades is that? If you like risking $25, you only have like what
Four chances.
four trades. Um,
And that's if that's if you do 25 perfect
yeah,
without the fees and commissions too.
lately
yeah.
all my losses have been 20 and under, just because I'm being really tight with my risk,
That's
which
good.
could also be the
That's
problem
good.
because the volatility sometimes just stops me out and then goes in my favor.
The only thing with that month plan that you how many months do you plan on demoing for 3 weeks and then 1 week out of the month live trade? Because you don't want to go to like the whole year demo trading for the majority of the months.
I just feel like once I lose the money, I ain't got more money to put in anytime soon. So I'm gonna be demoing. I guess I'm trying to prolong, like to be able to be live. But once I lose, it's like, I honestly I don't know when I'll have another 500 to put in. I'm gonna have to save that up for a bit.
Oh, okay. I guess I didn't know. Yeah, I
Damn.
mean, fucking
Because the
shit,
500 that
man.
I put in was some profits that I pulled out from like some other trade. I'm not some other investments, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just
Mhm.
use this for that.
Yeah,
Um,
practice demo.
I think it was my Dodge winnings when President Trump won. I was like, all right, I got some Dodge profits now that I've been
Yeah, I
holding.
guess
my
Not that good.
goodness, yeah, that's tough. That's a very tough position you're in at the moment.
Well, how long do you think you'll be demo trading for before you can replenish your account?
Honestly, I don't have that idea yet. I just gotta. I guess eventually, I haven't been even working towards saving to add money to the account. So now that we're having this discussion, it's like, all right, well, now I got to start saving. So I could probably save something up maybe in like a month or two, and like be like, all right, I could play with this again. But
Okay, I was thinking like 6 months. I was like, that'd been kind of long.
I just got to focus on like, all right, well, now I got to save up for some trading money, and I'll make that part of my like financial planning for the next month or two, and I could get it pretty soon. But it's just gonna take some time to build it up.
Yeah, fuck it, dude.
Like
Just demo.
500?
Huh?
No, I was gonna say, what would you save up to?
Probably 500, or I mean, maybe 400. Like I didn't even have 500 the first time, so maybe just 400.
I would try 500. Uh, but or just be more selective with your trades that you take with the next 100 or this 120, whatever you have. Just try to trade those extremes or those specific key levels where, like, if you are gonna take a live trade, make it be at that super key level and don't have it be in those middle ranges.
Yeah,
Mhm.
damn, yeah.
Like, just super key levels, because then that also disciplines you to, like, understand where your true key levels really are.
There's just so many ways of going about this. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Just
True.
just if you're gonna be on demo, just use this time wisely and use it to like really practice and like don't take random trades just because you're on demo, you know? Just
I
like
do
actually
think
utilize the time.
that you still, struggle with the market structure.
Yeah, I think that PDF I sent you will help you because it's all about market structure.
Like, how I'm trying to understand. Do you how often do you, like, zoom out to see the full picture of what the charts look like?
I do it every time I trade because just I mean I do it. I'll go to a 4 hour and the 90 minute a lot and just see what am I seeing, what am I seeing. There's
Do you
things.
see
That's the thing. That's the thing, dude. Remember when we first started, like, you have to know what you want to see, but you can't figure it out if you can't see it. You know what I mean? He probably just can't see it yet.
And that's what I feel
Yeah.
because I'll zoom out and then I'll have my theories that I come up with. I'm like, oh look, this spot was respected, this spot was respected. So I'll try to come up with my own theories. But then like the following day when Eric or you point out what you guys saw, I'm like, damn, I didn't even see that. And so I know I'm like,
Okay. Like, all right, so when you zoom out, you don't know what to look for specifically, or
so
zoom
so
in, or zoom out, whatever.
first I chart and then I zoom out after I've charted to see, all right, where are my lines at? Like how, when because I extend them all the way and I'm like, where have they touched? Where have they respected?
Because when I zoom out, I know exactly what I'm looking for now. Because if you're still struggling with that, it just means you can't see it yet. You just can't. You have to train your eyes a little bit more. You have to just keep looking at the charts. Because I know, like, if I'm zoomed out like this, I'm like, okay, this line right here is fucking respected right there, and then put the top with the highs, and then maybe make a trend line going down or something, and then it looks like it's creating a little bull flag, but it might reject at the lows of consolidation. Like, I know what to look for when I'm zooming out.
Like, when you zoom out, did you happen to see that this area, this can you guys see my chart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see that this area here could be strong support?
I mean, I would assume, yeah, I would have looked at that because I would have looked at the last time it was in that area and been like, all right, well, let's see if something big happens here because it's coming back down to this area that it hasn't been at for a long time.
But before seeing this that I have here, did you see it?
Right now, I don't remember I did, but when I do zoom out after my charting, I'm assuming I did.
Because when I look at this, like, if I were to clear this and I'm just looking at it like this, just without even putting any zones, I can already see that based off of this area here, there's I I could just almost tell that there's gonna be something forming here that is creating this support, like without even having any zones. So then if I go down to the 4 hour, boom, there's nothing there that I see yet. But it like if I was say it was Sunday, uh, say it was Sunday. This is Sunday, right? Yeah, say it was Sunday, and I'm charting going into Monday. I'm already looking at this as key resistance here going into Monday. So then if we go, I'm just trying to find where, like this area, I would have marked this as a 4 hour supply here. And then
Wait,
I'm
supply.
like, yeah, because I'm going into, well, because I'm looking at it like, fuck.
Oh, if the price wasn't there?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, okay.
It would be a supply zone. And then as the market forms going into the next day, that area is supply zone that was there is now becoming a strong level of support here because look at the way it rallied going into Monday. So now on Monday, I see that this area here was was resistance at one point and then it became support on Monday. So now to me, this here is becoming a key level that if the market comes back down, it's gonna be that's a key level. Like it's a strong level that we bounced out of. And then coming into Monday, boom, it bounces and holds it again. So now just off of structure, this resistance is becoming support. And then if you go into like the 3 hour, I think fuck I hate that. Look at this 3 hour demand zone that formed.
Hold on, are
here.
you changing your charts at all?
I switched it to a 3 hour demand.
Oh,
right
I'm
now.
still
I mean
seeing
3
your.
hour.
I'm still only seeing your daily. That's why I'm like, I'm
Oh
lost
yeah,
as to what you're explaining.
oh yeah,
I'm
me
seeing
too.
the fuck are you guys talking about?
Yeah, you've been on daily this whole time. You were changing this whole time?
Yes.
And then also,
Oh
your
shit.
your mouse and your keypad were all like on two different things, and I was like, what are you looking at? Damn, your
Where
whole
is my
lesson might have been gold, bro, but you kind of.
I see now. I see what you're talking about. Fuck, my bad. Why didn't you guys say I wasn't making sense?
I was waiting for Gabe to say that. I was like, if Gabe sees this, I'm
Well,
gonna sound like an idiot.
well, I knew what you were talking about, but I didn't know you were changing.
Ah shit. I had both of my charts laid over each other, that's why.
Oh,
Your mouse and your little cursor were on two, like they were both popping up on the screen, and I was like, what? What did you do?
yeah, no, I was like, what the fuck?
So I had it like this. And this is Sunday night right here. Hold up. And then we remove this. So I was saying this was a 4 hour supply zone here going into Monday, or we broke through it Friday and then it held overnight over the weekend. And then on Monday, it was like if this breaks, then we could continue falling down into this lower range area. And then on Monday, we ended up holding this and ended up popping back up. So now going into Tuesday, I'm like, okay, this area that was that was resistance is now can now start becoming support. And then sure enough, on Tuesday, it fell down into this area and held as support. And then if you go on a 3 hour, you can now see that a 3 hour demand formed on Monday here. So just off of the structure of this being resistance multiple times, and then it breaks through on Friday, and now it becomes support. This area here is key to me just off of that structure alone. And sure enough, the rest of the week it held it as support every time it came down.
And when you're
Now,
charting,
if we go ahead.
do you leave the red or how do you change it up now that you've seen the 3 hour demand zone?
So now I don't leave the red. I will. You know how I had that white line on my other chart?
Yeah.
That's my key level. And look at this is what's crazy too. Remember how earlier I said 5650 can be a key level for us to break under?
Yeah.
Look at where this is. This supply zone ends right at 5651. It's interesting to me. So this area here, if we break under this, we could keep falling. If we hold it, we could keep popping up, and we held it, so we keep popping up. But like I said, now that I know there's a 3 hour demand zone here, I'll make it. I'll make sure that in my eyes, I know this is a strong zone by doing this. I'll I'll remove this. I was just looking at it. So this is my key demand zone of support. And then if you just like look at it like this, you could see it rejected this before, kind of rejected it here. This area here is just resistance the week prior, and now this week it's become support. So say market comes back down into here, I'm looking at this area again to either be a level we break through or we hold as support.
That makes sense.
And then to the upside, looking at it without having any zones marked. This right here is resistance, resistance, resistance. And then over here, support, support, support. Although they don't perfectly tap, it lines up pretty good with this area here. And that's with I bet you if we were to be on the regular ES chart, we'll see this. Let's just do it. Fuck it. That same level I was mentioning, it doesn't look as obvious here. That sucks. Okay, right here. Just call this resistance for now. So support, support, support. It rejected it, and then coming to this week, rejected it, or rejected it. And then if we go further back out, look at support, support, support. So this area going into say Monday is going to be a level of resistance here. And if you go down to the 3 hour, nothing there. 2 hour, there's a supply zone, right? Where that resistance was.
Looks like that the market wants to get there.
Yeah.
That's definitely key.
So see, without even having the supply zone initially, I already knew that there was going to be something there just based off of structure alone. That's how you want to view the market when you're charting, so that you know what levels are key, and you avoid trading those like that 1 hour or that 1 hour you had gone short at. Yeah, it's a 1 hour, but is it that key 1 hour zone that you want to be trading? Now, if say the market would have rejected this 2-hour supply zone and then fell down and then retested that 1 hour and rejected, then that's a little more sign of like the market wanting to continue falling down. That's why I'm saying when Gabriel took that long, I think it was like around either Tuesday. I think it was this day. No, Tuesday. Fuck, I
Thursday.
don't remember the
That's Thursday.
Thursday. It bounced off of that key 3-hour demand zone that I had here. Where's that 3 hour? Yeah, that 3-hour demand zone. It bounced off it, and then the fact that it bounced off it, you could then start using those levels in between to kind of guide you to write it up because it bounced off of a key zone.
Oh
Whereas
shit,
if
that's a jam, dude. I didn't even consider that.
Whereas if he would have tried shorting at that level, it doesn't make as much sense because it's bouncing off a key demand zone. So he's
And
going
then
against no.
that makes
But
sense.
the way he did it, it bounced off that key zone and he used that momentum to use the outlier to keep riding it up.
I sure did. I did all of that right right when I took the trade.
Um,
That's crazy. I didn't even consider that. That's a good idea. And then you
so
could use the levels to know your direction.
yeah, exactly.
Can you go back
And
like a
that's why
couple of
what was that?
I was like, can you go back a couple of seconds to where Gabe said that's the gem? Like I don't know if I missed what you were saying exactly.
So it bounced where's his chart? Let me see if I can put it side by side.
So let me try to explain. You had a question earlier about like, oh, so we're not taking trades from key levels anymore, right?
Uh-huh.
So what Eric's saying is that you can use the key level, like say for instance, this last candle, this last green candle, whatever, it's bouncing off that price level, that 3 hour demand Eric was talking about. Like say you don't take a trade there, but you know it's a key level, so it's going to go up. So based off just that, you could start to look for long setups because you know it's bouncing higher to get to that next resistance.
So you're saying it's kind of like you already know the direction because it respected
Because
the level.
yeah, yes, exactly. So if you don't take a trade at that 3 hour, then look for setups going higher, going long,
And at that
and
point,
vice
it's looking
versa.
for the outliers.
What was that?
So at that point, you're looking for buying outliers and maybe some
Yeah.
pullbacks to them.
Yes, exactly. That's a gem right there.
That does make sense. I just never, at the moment, I'm not confident on understanding. Oh, I know the direction we're currently in right now. You know, like, but that makes sense how he explained it with using the level to find that out.
No, you don't have to look at the broader market for the direction. You just have to look at this specific, like this specific zone or whatever. This
No, but I mean,
just
like,
this.
I guess direction of like, because it bounced at the support, and it's kind of like it's gonna be in this direction for a bit, at least until I see something that tells me otherwise. But at least it bounced at a good point, so I can at least be a little long bias, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And at least
Like
then
look at how
that's like a quality trade then, right? Like at that point, you just feel like whether you could be wrong, but at least you're taking a quality trade.
yeah.
look at how this 3-hour demand that 3-hour demand I was talking about. Wait, what the fuck? I'm tripping. Why is the left price not the same?
You're on here.
Yes, god damn it. Oh well, it still works here. Wait, it's still not the same, I think. What date is this? 320? Oh, it's over here. Wait, what? I'm so lost right now.
What are you looking for?
The trade you took on
Thursday. Right?
this is the 20th? Yeah. And what date is this? I'm lost.
Thursday the 20th.
Why doesn't it look the same?
It's trying to 3R.
Well, even here it kind of makes sense.
This is the
Look
19th.
look at how it bounced. Oh
This is
shit!
the 19th.
Gosh.
This one right there.
Well, what I was saying doesn't go with this here.
Forget it.
Just create an example. Just say what you were gonna say.
Well, here, for example, look at how it bounced off of this, and then this key 3 hour demand zone, and then it pulls back, holds. And if something forms up here, the fact that it in pre-market it bounced off of the 3 hour demand zone, you can start to create an analysis to the upside because we don't have no strong key supply until it just doesn't look good anymore to me. Oh, that's where that's from the 1 hour. So this also part of the reason why my range here is so large is because I was aware of the choppiness that had been occurring. So to me, this area is the resistance that keeps rejecting. So this to me, going into the week, I kind of felt this area would be choppy because of the action I had seen occurring here that I mentioned earlier in this when we were speaking about the choppiness. Uh, but it's just that idea of knowing where your key levels are. And then once you know that, if you see the market bouncing off of it and you didn't catch the bounce off of that key level, like you said, you could find outliers in between that may help guide you to take it long. That's basically what I'm saying. I mean, I just repeated myself, but try looking at the market in that sense.
Yeah, and read that book I sent too. It's a shorter book.
All right, for sure.
Um, but yeah, just when it comes to structure, try also don't focus when you're charting. Focus on the 4, 3, 2, and 1 hour because you're gonna find the zones that align with the structure. I mean, yeah, you'll sometimes it'll have to be in the 30-minute or the 45-minute where you find the zone, but for the most part, initially just draw your 4, 3, 2, and 1 hours and then zoom out and see like, okay, based off of structure, what areas are key here? And then go down into the 45, the 30 and see like what else you find. But a lot of times I see that the larger zones tend to align with where structure is as well.
Yep.
So
All
I
right.
do think that that's one thing you have to emphasize on is structure. That
I think that
context.
I think that book covers structure too. I think that's the whole point of that book. So, FYI.
Tight. All right.
That's that's all I got for
Let me end this
now.
video because this is gonna be like a long ass video.